Once again, my name is Brandi Murphy. I'm the director of Nutrametrix, which is a division of Market America that was created exclusively for health professionals. Now, I know that if you are on this call today or this broadcast today, you are a Market America distributor, as the broadcast beta experience is only open to existing Market America distributors. However, some of you may be familiar with Nutrametrix. Maybe you're a Nutrametrix consultant or you have experience with Nutrametrix, and some of you aren't. Some of you, Nutrametrix might be new to you. So what I wanted to do today is create a broadcast that would help everybody understand what the role of a Nutrametrix consultant is and why they need them for their business. You see, working with health professionals poses unique challenges in our business. Typically, when we're working with a standard distributor, when you need somebody to make a decision, that distributor can make their own decisions exactly for themselves. But when you're working with a health professional, there's a lot of staff challenges that could come up. For example, you might be working with a doctor that has 27 staff members, and some of them want to be able to control the situation. So you need to be able to know how to help staff members. You also need to know how to be able to help health professionals make decisions with the help of their office manager about how to implement Nutrametrix into their practice. So a Nutrametrix consultant is specially trained. They're a Market America distributor that has been specially trained on how to work with health professionals, how to position our products and services into their unique situation, how to create a business proposal for those health professionals, and how to then create an implementation strategy that can be tracked and monitored to make sure that they're hitting their goals. So a Nutrametrix consultant then will go out, introduce the Nutrametrix products and services to health professionals. And by the way, the Nutrametrix products are mirror images of the Market America consumer health and nutrition products. So for example, OPC3 in the Nutrametrix line is exactly the same with the same ingredients as OPC3 in the Market America consumer line. But the label's a little bit different. In fact, if I show you a Nutrametrix product label, you'll notice that they're a little bit more medicinal. Can everybody see that? I'm trying to get that into the image and make the light so that you can see. There you go. Nutrametrix label looks a little bit different than the standard Market America label. It's just geared for health professionals, but most of the products are exactly the same. Now, a couple of questions have come in while I'm going. I just want to be able to let you know that this is recorded and it will be available for broadcast later on. Okay, so going back to what an NC does, an NC introduces our products and services to health professionals. Then they sit down with the health professional to evaluate what the health professional's goals are, just like we do with regular distributors. We want to find out what their income goals are. We want to find out what their likes and interests are so that we identify what their why is. Why are they implementing a new wellness program into their practice? The difference is that most of the time, when they're implementing a wellness program into their practice, it's in a unique environment in the health professional market because their patients trust them. Their patients are already going to them for wellness advice. And health professionals can have anywhere from, let's say, 3,000 to 20,000 patients on their database that they're seeing 20 to 50 patients per day. So imagine the leverage that you can have by incorporating health professionals into your Market America business. You know, one Nutrametrix health professional that's introducing products to 20 to 50 patients per day can generate the same type of product volume for your business as 50 to 100 regular distributors. That's smart marketing. That's leverage. That's one of the beautiful benefits of Nutrametrix. So each and every one of you needs to have Nutrametrix consultants in your business. Whether you are a Nutrametrix specialist, a Nutrametrix consultant yourself, or you are a distributor focused on a different division of our company. Maybe you're a motives consultant, maybe you're a web center consultant, maybe you're an MA Capital Resources consultant. No matter what your specialty is or what your interest is, you want to have Nutrametrix consultants in your business because those Nutrametrix consultants can go out, introduce our products and services to health professionals, put an implementation plan in place, and you benefit from the BV. Now, I don't know if you all follow Lauren Reidinger, the Senior Vice President of Market America on Facebook, but she put out a great post this morning on her Facebook profile, and I just want to share it with you because it ties into the traits of a successful Nutrametrix consultant. I have it up on my phone so you can see what the picture looks like. If you haven't seen it yet, find the camera. There it is, right there. Oh, nope. There we go. So this is what the post looks like. Go to Lauren's page and you'll see an image that looks like that. But here's what the quote says. Being an entrepreneur is very, very rewarding, but it's also very difficult. It isn't for the faint of heart. Yes, you have the opportunity to create a stable financial climate for yourself, but that takes time, patience, endurance, and most importantly, belief in yourself. You have to remain optimistic because this is the life of an entrepreneur. Now, today's topic is about what are the traits of a successful Nutrametrix consultant. Let's talk about that for a second, because I like to think of Nutrametrix as kind of the graduate school in Market America University. There are unique challenges working with health professionals. It is very, very rewarding, but it can be challenging. So the people who work as Nutrametrix consultants need to be able to handle unique situations. So whether you're a distributor who's already been to a Nutrametrix consultant training, or whether you're a brand new distributor trying to identify people to add to your organization, when you're looking for a Nutrametrix consultant, what I want you to think about is, imagine you're a hiring manager for a multi-million-dollar company, because that's really what you are. Your business has the potential to generate unlimited income for you, but you can't do it all by yourself. You need help. You need to find a team of people that can help you implement the program into health professional practices. Those people who are going to be focused on Nutrametrix are going to be operating in a business-to-business environment instead of in a consumer-to-consumer environment. It's different working with a health professional who's accustomed to being seen by very highly trained pharmaceutical reps than working with people who are going door to door or home to home, kitchen to kitchen. So what I want you to think about is, who do you know right now who has professional sales experience? Now, not all Nutrametrix consultants are professional sales people when they start. I used to be a middle school teacher. I had no trained sales experience before I became a Nutrametrix consultant. But the people that you're working with, you want to make sure that they're good communicators. You want to make sure that they have a great business mind, that they understand business, because they're going to need to sit down with an office manager and explain the business of Nutrametrix, explain the business of adding a retail model into a health professional practice. So you need to make sure that they can be detail oriented. You need to make sure that they have great leadership skills, because as I mentioned before, it's different working with a health professional and their staff than it is working with an individual one-to-one. So a Nutrametrix consultant, when they're going into a health professional's office to implement the program, they might end up having to do a staff training for 27 staff members. And they're going to have to identify which of the staff members are going to be the key personnel for adding Nutrametrix into that practice. And they're going to become a leader to guide that staff member through the implementation process. So they're going to be basically managing the staff members during the implementation process, monitoring their progress, and making sure that they stay on track. So the people that you know who you're looking for to add as NCs into your business need to have good leadership skills. They also need to be self-motivated. Sometimes when you're working with health professionals, you will get by default, no, the doctor's not interested. And that's not because the doctor's not interested. That's because the person that's answering the phone, or the person that's at the front door or the front desk of the doctor's office, is being paid to protect the health professional's time. So they see reps all day long. Pharmaceutical reps are coming through the door, medical sales reps are coming through the door, insurance reps are coming through the door, and that staff member's job is to say, leave me some information, give me your card, and if the doctor's interested, they'll get back to you. So if somebody is going to be working as a Nutrametrix consultant, they have to be able to get past those potential barriers of getting through the front door and hearing a lot of no's without getting discouraged or without giving up. They also need to be good at problem solving, because what happens if you find a great staff member who is interested in offering the products to the practice, but the office manager's not? You need to find a way to work with the office manager so they see the opportunity. So you need to be good at problem solving and negotiating. Let's talk about the attitude of successful Nutrametrix consultants. Well, typically they tend to be very positive minded. The successful Nutrametrix consultants are very optimistic. They look at Nutrametrix, or they look at Market America as truly an opportunity that can help change the health of our country. And so they're very excited about what they're doing. They get passionate about what they're doing. So when you're trying to identify potential NCs for your organization, think about the people you know who like to make a difference in people's lives. Think about the people you know who are already interested in wellness. Who do you know that when you go out to dinner and you order the piece of chocolate cake, they look at you and they say, do you really want to be eating that? or maybe you want to reconsider. Maybe you should go with the fruit plate instead of the cake. If you have somebody that's already committed to educating people about wellness, they make great MCs. And the more passionate they are about helping people, the more they stick with the program, because their passion for making a difference, their passion for making change, their passion for educating people about health and nutrition is going to help them get through those bumps that may come up with working with, let's say, a difficult staff member. And that passion will help keep them dedicated, because it becomes a part of who the Nutrametrix Consultant is, to promote an environment of wellness in their community. We as Nutrametrix Consultants really have a very cool mission ahead of us, and that is to help change the health of our nation for generations to come. Because as individual distributors, we work with maybe 10 to 15 preferred customers with our great health and nutrition products, and we make a big difference in those customers' lives. I always want to say patient when I say customer, because in the health professional world, our customers are the patients. So if you hear me say patient, I'm meaning customer in Market America speak. But what we're talking about is, if I'm working as an individual distributor and I have 10 to 15 customers, I'm limited by how many people I can really reach by limiting my time. But if I can partner with a health professional who has 5,000 patients, and I can get that one health professional to implement a wellness program in their practice, and they, because of the trusting relationship they have with their patients, can get their patients to take steps for becoming well, for taking steps for taking responsibility for their own health, instead of just being reactive, being proactive and following a preventative lifestyle approach, well, that's going to change for generations. Because now imagine if that patient has children and they're now implementing a new wellness program into their lifestyle. Those children are going to grow up with a healthy lifestyle. And that's where we tackle the problem of childhood obesity, is we're helping the parents understand the healthy lifestyle. So anyways, getting back to the traits of successful MCs, I mentioned that working as a Nutrametrix consultant, you're working in a business-to-business environment. So the Nutrametrix consultants, or possible Nutrametrix consultants for your business, need to have a professional appearance. They need to be able to dress for success. They need to be able to be calm and confident, and they need to be able to walk into a challenging situation. Let's say you're working in a staff with you're working into a practice with 5 health professionals. They need to be able to manage the different personalities of those 5 health professionals. That might be 27 personalities. Health professionals are sometimes a little scattered, and they have a lot of different approaches to how they do things. So if you're working in a practice with 5 practitioners, you might need to have a different approach for each of those practitioners. So those people that are going to be your potential NCs, they need to be able to handle that and not get discouraged. So let me bring up a question that comes up sometimes in our forums on Facebook. A question was just asked the other day about, what do you wear when you go out on Nutrametrix appointments? Is it always a business suit? And I'll tell you, in the first couple of years as a Nutrametrix trainer, we did teach that it always should be a business suit that you go out on. Now I'll tell you, when I'm going into a medical office, like MD's office, a DO's office, and I'm going out there for my first appointment, I always am going to be wearing a business suit. But once I get in a relationship with the health professional, I'm going into the practice, I may adjust my business attire based on what they're wearing in the practice. I try to mirror what's going on in the office. So if it's a business casual office, when I'm implementing, I'm going to go in a little bit more business casual. If it's a straight business office, the doctor always has a suit on, I'm going to wear a suit every time I go in there. If it's a chiropractor's office and they're in workout attire, I'm not going to go in workout attire unless I'm leading a TLS class, but I may go in again in a more business casual type outfit. So at the NC training, we teach how to mirror what's going on in that exact office, because you want to dress equally to the health professional practice that you're working in. So just a little side note on that, because I know there were a couple of questions about that on Facebook just over the past couple of days. So what I want you to do now is I want you to think about, who do you know right now who could be a good NC for your organization? And I want you to make a list of them. So maybe you want to just jot down some of the characteristics just to recap what I talked about. You need somebody who is self-motivated. You need somebody that is detail-oriented. You need somebody with leadership skills who has an interest in helping other people. You need somebody that is good at negotiating or problem solving. You need somebody with a great positive attitude that's willing to work hard. You need somebody that can be dedicated to our mission of helping to change the health of our nation, and they need to be able to remain calm and confident even in difficult situations. You see, becoming a Nutrametrix consultant is not for everyone, and that's okay. But everyone should have Nutrametrix consultants for their business. So where do you find them? Well, always start with your warm market. Who do you know now who meets some of those characteristic traits? And they don't have to have all of them. But if they don't have to have all of them, then what they need to do is have some of them and be willing to be a work in progress. You'll see behind me my bookshelf. This is just a small sample of it. I have a ton of workshops and books that I've books that I've read and workshops that I've attended on leadership, on business building, on success. The people need to be able to plug into the NMTSS to learn our Market America model, to learn the system that we teach on becoming a professional. One of my favorite things about Market America Nutrametrix is the level of personal development and personal growth that distributors experience as they become successful. So the people that you're working with need to be willing to become a product of the product. They need to be willing to make changes in themselves so that they can change the people around them and change the health of our nation. So that brings us to the last trait, is they need to be willing to be committed to training. So what do I mean by that? Well, we have 2 big training events each year for Market America that Nutrametrix consultants all should attend. That's our International Convention, which normally happens in August in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we have a World Conference that normally happens in either late January or early February in Miami. All of your potential Nutrametrix consultants have to be committed to attend each of those events, because at those events, the day before the event starts, we have a division update meeting for Nutrametrix where we go through all the new updates and rollouts for what's happening, and those Nutrametrix consultants need to be there so they can keep their health professionals up to speed. But in addition to those 2 big events, we have a Nutrametrix consultant training that every NC needs to attend at a minimum once every 2 years. However, I would view that at a minimum with emphasis, because I take my NCs, well, I have to be at each one because I'm teaching them, but even before I was teaching them, I would take any of my new NCs for my team, I would go with them every time they attended it. So I was attending NC trainings at least once a year, even though the requirement was only once every 2 years. So the people you're working with need to be willing to get trained. They need to be willing to continuously get trained once they get home from the training, and we provide a lot of tools for that. For example, the Meet On tool. We're going to be doing live broadcasts all the time, constantly providing ongoing training. Plus, we have weekly webinars that we offer through our Facebook support groups. Our NCs have an incredible level of support, and if you're on the line and you're a member of one of our health professional support groups or Nutrametrix consultant support groups, just type in a little note about how the support groups and the webinars have helped you with your business, so that the new people on the line can see that becoming an NC, whether it's for themselves or for the people in their organization, they're not in business by themselves. There's a ton of support out there for NCs. So getting back to, go through your warm market, find out who you know that has these skill sets or these traits, but then also think about who you could ask in your warm market, who they know, and use the referral approach. So you could say to them something as simple as, you know, my company has a wellness division and we're looking for consultants to help change the health of our nation. I'm wondering if you could help me identify anybody that might be interested in working in the wellness arena or working with doctors. Then you can invite those people onto our Nutrametrix Consultant Overview webinars. We have them every 2 weeks. You'll be able to see the schedule on unfranchisedtraining.com, and you can invite your prospective Nutrametrix consultants onto those webinars. We'll even give you a script on how to do that, and then push them into the NC training. Get them to buy an NC training ticket so that they can get trained and plug into all the great support we have for you. So I hope that's been helpful for you. It's been just about 20 minutes, which is what I scheduled this session for. I'll take a few minutes just to kind of go through if anybody has any questions. I just one other question for you, if you could jot down in your notes panel some of the things that you would like to see on Meet On broadcasts in the future. As I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to be doing at least 3 to 6 of these live broadcasts each and every week, and we want to make sure that it's the information that you are looking for, the information that you need. So let us know if you like this format, let us know if you have specific topics that you want us to cover, and we're here for you. We want to make sure that you continue your Nutrametrix success. Those of you that are not Nutrametrix distributors yet, I hope that this was enlightening for you, and I hope it helped you identify some potential people that could be added to your organization as NCs. And I look forward to meeting you more on Meet On. Thank you for your time. If you have any other questions, you can submit them to Nutrametrix at nutrametrix.com or post them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Nutrametrix. Have a great day, everybody. It was great meeting you on Meet On, and I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Thank you very much.